Hot damn! And today we're going to talk about how to get rid of flabby arms. What's up guys and gals? Chris with the Boddamn channel. The channel that's all about food, fitness, and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. Today in this video we're going to be talking about getting rid of flabby arms. But there are 3 very easy tricep exercises that you can do to keep your arms more toned. Assuming everything else is constant, a good diet, good sleep, then you're going to have to work on the exercise portion. And that's where a lot of people don't know how to quite work out the triceps correctly. So in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do right now to start getting your triceps more toned. Alright, so the very first thing is going to require weight. In fact, a majority of these things is going to require weight. And when I do talk about exercise, a lot of times I'm talking about weight training. So get a dumbbell in your hand. At the end of this video, I'm also going to show you how you can do this with a band. Okay, so we're going to show you the tricep overhead extension. One of the very first exercises you can do is a tricep overhead extension. What you want to do is get your triceps very close to your ears, okay? Just like that. You want to come from right here all the way to a lengthened tricep. See how long my tricep is right there? If I go up and I squeeze real hard, the tricep will get shortened. And that's what you're looking for. Now, do about 8 to 12 reps, 4 sets of this right here, and make sure that your arms do not detract from on the side of your head like as you see right here. Once they start to do this, then pretty much the exercise is not exactly working out what it needs to be working out. But that's definitely the first exercise that you need to be doing to reduce flabby arms. Exercise number 2 is called the tricep kickback. Now honestly, in all my experience with the gym, I see this being screwed up a whole lot. In order to get the most out of a tricep kickback and really hit your arms real nicely, you're gonna need to perform this in impeccable form, which is what I'm gonna show you today. Basically, grab a weight. You can have weights in both your hands or just one, it doesn't really matter. But this is how I kind of do it. All right, the very first thing you wanna do is bend your knees, okay? So I'm gonna bend my knees right there. The second thing you want to do is pitch over pretty aggressively, okay? Just like this. All right, now I'm pitched over really nicely. What I want to do is I want to make sure that my arms are down right here, close to my sides. I'm going to make sure that my elbows are glued to the side of my body. Once I have all of that ready, okay, and I want to make sure my back is flat as well. As you can see, my back is flat. It's not rounded, but it's flat. Then what you want to do is kick the weights out, squeeze, and then come down, pause. That's super important. Go out, squeeze, come down, pause. The pause is where everyone messes this thing up. So, out, pause. If you really want to work out your triceps even better, when you go out, rotate the weight, supinate the weight. Like this, and then rotate your wrists to where the weights are like that. Alright? So, that's how to effectively do a tricep kickback the right way. When it comes to sets on the tricep kickback, yeah, you want to stay in that 8 to 12 range as well. That's pretty much optimal hypertrophy or muscle building rep range. Just remember when you're doing the tricep kickback, knees down first, okay? Then set your body at a pretty aggressive pitch. Then glue your elbows in. After that, you want to make sure that you go all the way out and then come back, pause. Once you go all the way out and then come back in, you have to make sure you don't move your elbow, okay? The elbow should be glued to this side of your body at all times. No rounded back, all right? I always want to give a huge emphasis on this one movement because this is so important, but so many people mess it up in the gym, so many. Now, if you don't have weights at home, you can do this with cans of soup, you know, big cans of whatever. You can do it with 2 water jugs. You can do it with 2 water bottles filled up. You know, it doesn't take very much to start getting the triceps burnt out. So don't be thinking, I gotta do 20 pounds on each arm, which is really hard to do in the first place. You wanna stick with something that you are comfortable with and something that you can get 8 to 12 reps out of. So the last thing I wanna show you to blast the flabby arms is the dip. It's a really, really easy exercise to do. You can make it complicated, right? But we're gonna show you the easy version right here. So on a dip, you can do this with a chair. You don't need a bench like you see here in the Boddamn gym. All you need to do, sit on your chair, okay? Then put your arms on the side of the chair, probably where the corners are, and then step out a little bit. So that's the first starting movement. Then you want to make sure that your chest isn't sunken in like this. You want to make sure it's kind of nice and out. And then come down with your tailbone close to the chair or the bench. So I'm going to go like this. All right, right about where the arm's about 90 degrees, which is right there. And then you're going to press up, all right? Come down to about 90 degrees, press up. Now, if you're like, okay, this is a little too easy, then just put yourself on the balls of your feet and get straight legged, okay? Now do it. So now there's a lot more body weight in there, all the way up, all the way down. If you're still like, I would like this to be a little bit more, hard to do, then put a chair in front of you, suspend your legs in the chair, and do the dip. Either way, there's a dip for everyone out there. Every experience level, there are no excuses why you can't do this. 8 to 12 rep range, easy to do. And you can do dips suspended like you see in the gym. If you are at a gym and you want to do dips, they also have assisted dips, which is pretty much the assisted pull-up machine as well. But essentially, put yourself like this, jump up into it, and then dip. Like that, and up. Like that, and up. All right? That's all you gotta do. The last thing I showed you was a little bit more advanced for most people to do. But this right here on the bench, sitting down, you can do it in a chair at your house. That's not advanced at all. That's something that anybody can do at home. Start low rep ranges if you want to, but try to build yourself into that 8 to 12 rep range. So as promised, if you're at your house and you happen to have a band, it doesn't have to look exactly like this, because stretchy bands look like all different sorts of colors. Some are sprayed like this, intertwined. They're woven almost, and some are just normal, different colors of tubes. So grab yourself a stretchy band if you have one of those at home, and I'll show you how to do the overhead extension. Now this you're gonna wanna do single armed. So we're gonna start with the overhead extension. Basically, if your band is long enough, you might be able to step on it, go over your head like this, okay, and then perform the extension. Now, if your band isn't long enough, then what you wanna do is you wanna step on one portion of it, maybe on a chair, like this right here, okay? Then you go behind your head, and then you can perform the extension like this, all right? It's a lot lighter, but then again, this thing right here is a little bit longer than most people's bands that they have at their house. So I can afford to step on this one and still get a pretty good amount of resistance. If we're doing the tricep kickback, there's one thing to really note about this, and that is find a pole. It could be somewhere outside your backyard, maybe even a tree, but go higher, right about head level, okay? Loop it like that. Higher head level, loop it. You want to get in a position like this, dip your knees, forward lean, and then perform the kickback right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always try to pause at that bottom rep. So that's how you can do the kickback with a stretchy band right there. Last, if you want to perform something that's close to a dip, you're going to have to find a high point, maybe a rafter, okay, maybe a bar like what I have here. Just improvise, okay? It could be a tree limb, but then make sure you put a shirt over your tree limb so you don't destroy your band. But what you want to do is put it somewhere high. You want to get into a position that almost looks like someone that's getting into the Olympic rings, right? You want to get into a position like this, okay? And then what you want to do is go back with your triceps and then press down. Now if you feel as if this is too easy, then just lower your center of gravity, all right? And then there you go. You pretty much have a dipping movement right here. Just bring your elbows behind you and then squeeze your triceps coming down, just like that. Now it won't be as good as a traditional dip. That's why you gotta do it on a bench like this, maybe a chair at your house or a dip station like you see over there in the corner of my gym. But either way, I've shown you alternatives to just using weights, or if you just don't have some of these things, maybe you just have a stretchy band. Either way, make sure to do these exercises so you can blast those flabby arms. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you soon on the next Bodyam video. Take it easy and goodbye!